guys, what is up? We are bringing you a special edition of our college football show. We're all about the bowl games. Alex, how has your college football season been?
Listen, my college football season's been great. Really enjoyed picking games with you. And overall, it's been pretty successful. I think the last couple of weeks I've slowed down a bit, but I'm at 33-21 by my count for the year in these videos. That's good. We'll take that. We don't want to throw it away in bowl season. Struggled on the picks of the week, but been good on everything else. So feeling good. I'm trying to finish the year strong in bowl season and got a couple to put in for games this week in this first slate of bowl games we have.
Well, you know like how it goes. Odds makers aren't really paying that much attention at the beginning of the season. And then as it goes on, they get a little bit better. So it gets a little harder. So that makes sense. That if you claim your struggle is everyone else's good day. So we'll just get right into it. You got 2 total picks for us. Let's start. So for your pick of the week, which we will skip, you're doing the Miami-Ohio game, if I'm not mistaken.
So I've been going back and forth on this. I think I'm going to make my pick of the week the Cure Bowl involving UTSA and Troy. But I do have a pick for you, Miami of Ohio and UAB. Do you want the Miami of Ohio and the UAB pick first?
All right, let's do it. UAB Blazers are taking on the Red Hawks. They both went 6-6 this season, and they stayed bowl eligible. Both of them earned that, right, in their last games of the season. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so we're going under here at 44.5. In general, there is no special trend about overs and unders in bowl games. They are pretty much down the middle. I don't believe in just favoring one or the other blindly because you have a theory about bowl games. But I think some of the circumstances here point towards the under. UAB has a really lousy offense, a ton of players transferring really on both sides of the ball. They just hired a new head coach, Trent Dilfer, who is not the interim coach, Brian Vincent, who's been with them all season. I think UAB is the better team in this game.
Okay.
But I think that there's a recipe for sloppiness here. Just not a great offense in general, a lot of roster staff turmoil in recent weeks. Why would I look to the under there instead of looking to Miami of Ohio to cover? It's because I don't think Miami of Ohio is particularly good either. Miami has one of the worst offenses in the entire sport this year. I just don't know where they're finding points. I think that of all of the things for UAB that are likely to be durable, it's that, through all this turnover and this turmoil, coaching staff and roster-wise, I think it's their defense being pretty good against this very lousy Red Hawk offense. It just smells like a recipe for a sloppy, low-scoring, defensive struggle kind of game. And in that environment, what do we look towards, Melissa? We look towards the under. So I'd go under 44.5 there. Yeah.
High Slop is definitely rolling right now at the fact that you have an under pick here. And
you got to do it sometimes. You got to do it.
Life is not too short to bet the under. That's what we should put on a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rumors of the under's demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, and also just betting on the under in general, I think even in the NFL this season particularly, you're actually making up with more money than if you were always to bet the over in every game.
And look, if you bet the under, then at least it's hitting for a while every game, At least you're not you're waiting for the status quo to change if you're betting the over, but every game.
Oh my God.
Starts with under.
Speaking of unders, that Navy Army game, crazy. First time in history, double overtime. First time in history, overtime in general. Insane. 130-year-old, 130, 35.
Long.
Rivalry. Yeah. Crazy game.
And the over does hit. Joe and I talked about this on the show last week. We picked the under, as I think is good process with an Army-Navy game. This one went over.
You were not wrong at all.
Well, it took extra time. I mean, they had to play extra football in overtime in this game. And look, Army and Navy are not going to hit the under every single time. They're going to hit it historically about 80%
of the time.
That's not 100%. We are not put off by this. Obviously, this is going to happen from time to time. I think if you were looking at this game in the future, I would probably go back to the same well and think we'd go under, because you just look at the history. And look, there's no locks in sports betting. Even a lock is not quite a lock. I think that
just the Giants money line.
Just the Giants.
Just kidding. Not this weekend.
But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if it goes back to the usual next year.
It was a crazy game. The odds were literally in your favor. No one expected an overtime. So that's like a bad beat. I know, we say it's a bad beat usually on one play, but I honestly believe that was a completely bad beat. You guys were it was like, what, 3-0 for at one point for such a long time.
Yeah.
It seemed so easy. You know, you take off the game and you're like, you know what, I got this in the bag. And then you look on and then it's like, holy tamales.
It happened quick. It's a tough business sometimes. It's tough business.
It is what it is. With that being said, let's do our picks of the week. We only got a couple more of these. I'm kind of sad about it. I enjoy our picks of the week. No, so does little Eli over here. But with that being said, before the season began, no one thought that UTSA or Troy would finish in the top 25. It seems insane. But however, they both won their conferences, and they're now taking each other in the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl. Duluth?
Minnesota. Yeah, Duluth. Yeah, we got to talk with our Midwestern accents. No, I think they're gonna show out in this game. I mean, these are two ranked teams, which is crazy. At 24 and 25, UTSA maybe a little less shocking than Troy that they would be here, but Troy being in the top 25 is a real stunner in their first year under John Summerall, their head coach, came over from Kentucky. They have one of the best defenses in college football, not just for a Group of 5 team or a Sun Belt team, but in college football, period. And in that spirit, even against a really good Roadrunner offense, I am going to go under in this game as well.
Woo!
Yeah, for my pick of the week, 54.5 is the number I'm going under. UTSA has a really, really good offense. Frank Harris Jr., their quarterback, one of the most exciting players in college football. Love watching him play. Love several of their receivers. And their head coach, Jeff Traylor, has done a really good job building a good offense there over the last couple of years. But they've played one team with a top 20 defense by SP+, an efficiency stat by ESPN's Bill Connolly. That was Texas, and in that game, UTSA only scored 20 points. Troy is an even better defense than Texas. Carlton Marshall, the tackling record holder career-wise for all of FBS. Summerall, very good defensive-minded head coach. Troy is ranked 10th in SP+ on defense, and also does not have a great offense, on the other hand, to punish what has been a pretty iffy UTSA defensive unit. I think that as you kind of look at the strengths of these two teams, you could either say, all right, UTSA's offense is going to win the game, you'd go over, or Troy's defense is going to do it, you'd go under. Troy played Ole Miss, a really good SEC offense, kept them to 28 points. They played South Alabama, a Sun Belt rival that has a pretty decent offense. They held them to 6 points. Those are the best offenses they've played, and they've done really well against them, unlike UTSA, which has struggled when it's played better defenses in the rare cases where they have. It just smells again to me like we're probably not going to have a whole lot of points in this game, and like the under is the value play. It's the more intelligent side to be on from what I can see going into this game. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy watching it, though. I think it's going to be one of the best games of bowl season.
Is it enjoyable watching games when you're rooting for nobody to score?
You know, it can be. It can be. Rooting for futility.
Well, I did not have a total pick for you this week. I got to get on that, though. You guys are killing it with the totals. But I do have a side. In the Lending Tree Bowl, Southern Miss is taking on Rice, the Rice Owls. I think that's kind of a funny name. So as we know, Rice is basically even on their record. They're 6-6, 5-5. They're sub .500 on the record. Southern Miss did manage to get one more win over them, though, so they come into this a little bit more, better. They just ended the regular season after losing a 3-game slump, so we're killing it here. Mobile, Alabama. That's where it's taking place. They're led by Frank Gore Jr., who, as you know, is the son of Frank Gore in the NFL. Yeah. It's pretty. It's good genetics here we got. They are also led by a second-year head coach, Will Hall, who took them from 3-9 last season to 6-6 this season. They're going to represent the Sun Belt in this division. They have a loaded talent in the team. Basically, turnovers are a huge issue for Rice here. And Southern Miss, they've had a lot of tight games this season, so we can't discount them yet. If you check their schedule, they've got quality wins, but they've also got quality losses. I say they win this by a touchdown. What do you think?
I like your side of it. I like the way you're thinking about it. It was a no.
I like when you like my side.
I think that you have played it well. I think that it's an intelligent way to go about the Lending Tree Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I know the juice is on Rice's side to cover their -115 at +7, so I get it. But I think the odds maker want us to bet Rice. Yeah. Let's bet Southern Miss on this one, and let's see what happens.
No, it's possible that Rice has a really bad time trying to stop the Southern Miss run game. You mentioned Frank Gore Jr., It's what Will Hall wants to do. He wants to run over you, and I'm not sure that Rice will be up to it. So we'll find out.
You know what I love about Frank Gore?
What's that?
His dad used to play in New York.
Absolutely. Frank Gore had a hell of a career. What a player.
All right, guys. With that being said, we will see you all next week. What are we doing next week? What is a schedule like that?
More and more bowls all month. It's going to be great.
We're going to have a lot of fun here for the next couple of weeks. With that being said, my name is Melissa. This is one of our sharpest bettors, Alex, and we will see you guys soon. Happy betting.